Hey guys, DJ AJ 101 with you here today, and as you can see from the title right below my video right here and from the device that I'm now holding right in my hand, this is going to cover the review of the Google Nexus 7. This is the 2013 revision of the Google Nexus 7. Now I am an iOS primary user, I guess you want to say, from the iPhone to the iPad to the iPad mini to the iPod Touch, because they all run on the same platform, same OS, same type of hardware configurations. So I think this is a very good look from my perspective, coming to a pure Google Android tablet running the purest Google Android Jelly Bean at the time right here. So how does this device stack up to the iPad and the iOS ecosystem? Well, I hope to give you my answer and my opinion and my experience with it. So let's jump right into the review. Now, starting off with the hardware of the Nexus. Now, it actually comes with a very nice 7-inch screen, which is a 1920 by 1200 display. Believe it or not, the same exact resolution as one of my Dell Ultra Sharp 24-inch displays that I use right here on my desk. So a very high resolution display packed into a 7-inch screen form factor. It also has 323 pixels per inch, very high dense resolution display, making up a 1080p picture. So if you're watching 1080p HD video, it looks crisp, it looks stunning. YouTube HD and Netflix look absolutely amazing on this device. So this is a very good scratch resistant IPS technology that is built into this display. 1080p video, of course, looks absolutely stunning. Pictures look absolutely amazing on this display. So not only does this Nexus come with a very nice high resolution display packed in its tiny little form factor, it also comes with a pair of cameras that equally aren't too bad either. Coming in with a front-facing camera of 1.2 megapixels, it's a fixed focus camera, so it does not autofocus. Keep that in mind. It's a very nice camera if you ever want to do any video chat like Skype or take some self-portraits of yourself. It's actually a very nice camera to do just that. But the real magic comes in if you want to take pictures or video with this camera. Now, it has a 5 megapixel camera on the back, which is the one I'm referring to right now. It takes very nice HD stills as well as HD 1080p video. Now, coming from an iPad mini perspective, if you're looking at the iPad mini compared to this Nexus in the camera perspective, I think that the cameras are very good and very on par with the iPad minis, even though Apple does do some magic in the software of the iPad mini's cameras to make the pictures maybe look a little bit better. The Nexus is definitely not that far behind. But not only are the cameras quite impressive as well as the screen, this is a very light device. As you can see, I'm holding with 2 fingers right here. It comes in at 0.64 pounds and 0.66 pounds for the LTE model. I, of course, just the Wi-Fi model right here. This is a very light device, so if you're holding it in one hand, reading in bed, kind of putting it up like this as you're falling asleep, I guess I've done that before as well. It's a very light device to hold. It's a very light device to actually watch content and browse the web on, so it's not too bad in that category. So how's the battery life on this device? Well, this device is packing a 3,950 milliamp hour battery, which is good for 9 hours of battery on like surfing the web, watching a video, etc. So it's actually quite good, very much on par with the iPad mini. iPad mini gets about 10 hours, this gets about 9, so it's a hair under. Keep in mind, with this better display, so it's a lot more pixels being driven by the graphics of this Nexus, and I think this is going to be a very good model to compete with the next iPad. So we've talked a bit about the battery and what's actually on the outside of this device, which might actually make it worth your while to pick up. But what's more important is what's actually powering and what's driving this device to run that Android OS and to run all your great applications. And it's actually going to be a Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 Pro graphics chip, 1.5 gigahertz to be exact. So this is actually a quad-core processor in this tablet. Just a ton of power powering your device and powering your applications, as well as 2 gigabytes of RAM standard in this device. It also comes in 16 and 32 gigabyte capacities, which is internal storage, which are quite nice as well. So I'm sure the main question you're asking yourself is, I'm sure a lot of you out there have used or own the Nexus. I'm sure a lot of you out there have used or own the iPad. I'm coming from a perspective that I'm on the fence here of would I ever switch from an iPad to a Nexus 7 device? And this is a big question that I'm sure a lot of my YouTube audience is asking themselves right now. Which one is going to be better in my personal opinion and perspective? Now, I will say this, I'm going to say this about the Nexus because I think this is a very good device. It's a very compact device for what it is. You can fit it in one hand. It's easily the most compact tablet I have ever used thus far, from using like the iPad mini and seeing other bigger Android tablets. Sleek, smooth use of the OS. I mean, going from application to application and interacting with the pure Android OS on this device is actually very nice. It's nice and smooth. There's very, very little lag, if any at all. And it's a very much like iPad like experience where you have that software and hardware marriage that Apple brings to the table. But again, Asus makes the hardware here, Google is making the Android OS. How does this stack up? I will say a lot of the applications also look very good. So overall, how is my review of the Nexus? Well, coming from an iOS based platform, like I said before, coming to the Nexus, first big step into the pure Android ecosystem. Asus made device, Android, no skins or anything on top from the manufacturer of the device. This is about as pure as it gets, and I did take a lot away from this on many great features that I do love from the Android ecosystem. Many ways to unlock your device, for example, which Android has had probably since one of the very early revisions of Android. The swipe, the pattern, the face recognition unlock, all great ways to unlock your device. The sleek smoothness of the device on this hardware platform is actually quite good, a lot better than what you might expect coming from a device made by another OEM and the OS made by, of course, Google. You always have that very much worry of, how is it going to integrate with the experience of the device. It's actually quite good, quite smooth, very good transitions, very, very little lag. I definitely like that a lot. All the different features and customizations, like the widgets on the home screen, swipe down from one side, you get all your statistics and your rotation and your battery and your settings and whatever. You swipe down from the left, you get your, notifications on what actually happened on Facebook, on Twitter, on, your email, whatever, all that great stuff. I do like that you have a lot more manual control of the OS. Of course, when you go to the iOS side of the platform, it's pretty much, Apple's way or the highway, and they'll give you the limited SKUs that they think are best for the user. So overall, my experiences with this device have been overwhelmingly positive. The only things I will take away from this, and this is specifically to a lot of people that maybe are on iOS that maybe are thinking about going to Android, if you're thinking about going from an iPad mini to a Nexus 7, I think it's a very good jump. The only things I am going to say right now, coming from an iOS ecosystem where everything is very well integrated, like I had said probably for the third time already, you do see some lag on the OS, especially through the applications. Like, for instance, if you're in Chrome and you're trying to zoom in, you can definitely see it is not clearly as fluid as it would be on iOS. And again, I'm just being completely honest with you here on what I've experienced. You zoom in really quick, you don't get as much of substantial lag, I would call it, as you would on the iOS platform, as well as a lot of the applications. Another one of the main things that I would say going away from this, there are a few applications that I have seen that look like they are taking well advantage of that 7-inch display, but a lot of them do look like they are still scaled up phone applications. So let's say you're on an iOS device and you're thinking about going to an Android. You're saying, well, DJ AJ, what would you recommend? Would you recommend I stay on iOS? Would you recommend I go to Android? Here's the two main reasons I would recommend going to Android from an iPad. If you miss lack of customization, if you need more user control of your device, I would say more ways to unlock with security, as well as more ways to customize your device, as well as the openness of Android, or maybe you just can't stand Apple anymore. Those would be probably the primary three reasons I would go with the Google platform, the Nexus here in this case, over iOS. But here's the thing, if you're really particular about your apps being, measured to the size of the screen, taking better advantage rather than just a scaled up phone app, user experience with the actual fluidness of how the device feels with the applications integrated with the OS, I would definitely stick with an iPad. But if you're just looking to come into the tablet ecosystem and you're saying, well, I don't really care about user experience, I just want to get some experience with a tablet, $230, you can't really go wrong with this. iPad is usually only $100 more, but if any of those reasons are really important to you, I would suggest spending the extra $100 getting the iPad. I think you're gonna be much happier with the more applications custom to that screen size, and not having to deal with the lag of the OS, and then you're getting OS updates directly as they come out. You're not going to be waiting as long as you would with this device, even though Google does do a great job with that. I think they're very good at getting those updates, especially if you're not going like through Samsung or whatever, where you have to wait for the hardware manufacturer to do it. Just push it right up to the Nexus. But anyways, guys, that's been my opinion of the device. I've kind of given you guys the best perspective I possibly can on this. So what do you guys think? Please leave your comments below. Do you recommend the Nexus? Do you like the Nexus? iPad for the win, Nexus for the win, whatever. I like to hear all your comments, hear what you guys think on what is the better device. Again, I've given you my opinion, tried to be very unbiased here, and trying to give you guys my experiences coming from an iOS flavored ecosystem into the Android ecosystem. Again, plenty of great things to take away from the Android, a couple of negatives if you are particularly picky like me when it comes to apps or fluidness of the actual device. But anyways, guys, that's again been my review. Please feel free to give this video a thumbs up if you happen to like this video, as well as that hit that subscribe button if you happen to like my content. I certainly do appreciate it. I have all my video here, of course, on my channel that you can check out at any particular time. Cover everything from Android to iOS to Apple to Google to Microsoft to Samsung to whatever happens to be in that technology ecosystem we happen to live in. I do love covering technology and I love bringing it to you guys, so I hope you guys enjoy. But again, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. It's a feel-good Sunday here as I do this review, and I hope you guys have a great one, and I'll see you guys hopefully in my next video. Have a great one till then, guys.